Yes, hello, this is Shubir Bhomik from SB English Academy. In this video, I want to express about the verbs. So there are two verbs in English grammar. Number one is the principal verb and number two is auxiliary verb. And before starting the class, so I want to share about the parts of speech. The last video, I have already described the noun, adjective, pronoun and verb. But I did not express the another four part of speech. So, and definitely I want to mention the four part of speech. Name is the adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. Today's my class is verbs. If I don't know the verbs, so I am unable to express the opinion what is the sentences. In spoken English, the verb is very important because I want to express about the British English. But in American English, there is no verb. So that is why the one question is, how are you? Instead of the how are you, in British English, how do you do? But in American, what about you? How about you? There is no verb. But in Indian English and the British English, verb is very important. So that is why today's my class, let's have a look, starts the verbs. So verb is two types, the principal verb or main verb. Number two, auxiliary verbs or helping verb. So we know that if I help another, I am the helping man. So that is why the auxiliary verb is very important in English grammar. It is very important. But why the auxiliary verb? I must listen, I must learn the auxiliary verbs, because if I do not know the auxiliary verbs, I am unable the sentences negative and interrogative sentence. All the times I will not express, I will not talk, I will not tell the affirmative sentence. Sometimes the negative, sometimes the interrogative sentence. So that is why negative and interrogative sentence in English grammar is very, very important. Today the auxiliary verb is the two types. Number one is a primary auxiliary and number two is modal auxiliary. Number two is modal auxiliary. So what is the modal auxiliary and what is the primary auxiliary? So I am discussing about the primary auxiliary and the modal auxiliary. So let's have a look. The primary auxiliary means in English grammar, the be verb is very important. Simple be verb. I am, we are, you are, you are, he is and they are. This is the basic verb. So this am is a present tense. Sometimes the past tense. So that is why the past tense is very important, like the present tense. Sometimes I have already done. I went to school. I did my work. I wrote poem. All are past tense. That is why here the be verb is am is a present tense. Past tense is a was or were. I was, you were, we were, he or she was, masculine is was, feminine was, she was. But plural number is they were. And next is a have verb, to have verb. But in English grammar, have and has is very, very important. Have and has. But sometimes we are very confused. Where I have to use the have or has. But first person singular number, I have. First person singular number. And first person plural number, we have. So here we is a subject, I is a subject, is a subject pronoun. Subject pronoun. But have is a main verb. Have is a here main verb. Sometimes have or has is a helping verb. Okay. Sometimes have or has is a main verb. We should not confuse the have or has. Sometimes But when we are unable to the interrogative sentence and negative sentence, so that is why the clear idea is have or has. Here the sentence is I had, we had, but have is a main verb. But sometimes the negative form I don't have. I don't have. Why? I have not is a wrong answer because have is a main verb. That is why before main verb, the do or does we must use. Here not I doesn't because it's a first person singular number. So I don't have. In Bengali, Amar name, but I don't have any book. Affirmative sentence, I have a book. But sometimes this sentence I change. I have written. WRITTN. Here the V3 or third form of the main verb is the past participle form write, wrote, written. The change, the sentence is fully changed because have is a primary auxiliary verb. Have is not the main verb. So that is why the sentence meaning is fully changed. I have written. First person and the plural number is we have written. Second person you have written plural number. Third person he or she has written. First person is he or she has written. Because third person singular number always has, not have. We must remember this. So, but is the plural number is not have or not has. Is the plural number is they have. Today's English is only for the table and a row. So I am discussing about the tables have or has. Okay, what is the tables? The table is simple tables. Here the singular and plural is the first person one st is the first person, is the second person wa two nd, third person three rd, the third person. So I have bought, BOUGHT. We have bought, full stop. You have bought. Same, you have bought. He or she, we must remember this, he or she, it is a third person singular number, that is why he or she has bought. And plural number not has, plural number is they have bought. Past participle form of the main verb. This is the table and row. The modern English, we must remember this. This is the table and row. Easily we can memorize. In English, spoken English, only for the memorize is important, not for the cramming. Okay, this is the verb. Today's my class is the principal verb and the auxiliary verbs. and the auxiliary verb is, and the primary auxiliary verb, the do, does, did. Next class I shall or I will describe about the do or does and the did using, and the modal auxiliary, the can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must, need, dare or to. In this video, I want to share only for the would, could or would. In spoken English, it is very important. So that is why the one guest has already come. I am a host. So this is the summer season. So l'été is the French word. So that is why he wants to a glass of cold water. And what is the sentence? So this is the only for the soberness. That is why he must use this sentence. The sentence is, may I need or may I know about the glass of cold water. This is not the correct sentence. So that is why host use the sentence not for the guest. So could you have a glass of cold water? Because he is thirsty. That is why his looks. So only for the gazing. That is why I am a host. So I must use this sentence. Excuse me, brother. Could you have a glass of cold water, please? Because the please is the last. That is why could, using the could is not for the sentence is interrogative sentence, but here the you should not the confuse. The sentence is not the interrogative sentence, it is the imperative sentence. The sentence is, could you have a glass of cold water? Because he is very thirsty. It is a summer season, too much humidity in the air. And complete. And I think this class you must remember this, that using the verbs, the principal verb and the auxiliary verb is a very important, because if you do not learn that properly, clearly you have no idea what is the modal auxiliary, what is the primary auxiliary, you are unable to make the sentence. In spoken English, make sentence is very important, and you should not that translate or you should not interpret the Bengali to English. Your mother tongue is Bengali, but you should not use the your properly mother tongue oriented in the spoken English, because English to English. That is why the primary auxiliary and the modal auxiliary you must remember this. That's all. And please like and subscribe my channel.